Hey guys, Prepper Nurse 1 here. I wanted to do a video today. Today is, let me give you the date here. It is the Thursday, the 25th of August. We had quite a bit of rain here this morning. It was raining for quite a while this morning. Then it kind of cleared up and then we did get some sunshine. So we ended up having a fairly decent amount of solar come in today. Okay, so I'm going to jump into a very... the best way to get into the subject. Okay, let's talk about. Now, I've put a lot of thought into this. Okay, and this is something that I've thought about for years ahead of time, anyway. But also, I had one of my subscribers asked me to do a video on this, and I have a very dear friend of mine who has seizures and a lot of other medical issues. Okay. And so what this woman asked me was, she has celiac disease. And she said, how do I prep for that in a worst case scenario that it scares the crap out of her, okay? I also have Lee out in the West. His son has PKU. You know, there's a lot of people. If you have a disease of some sort, be it, like my friend has seizures, okay, and he has other medical conditions and stuff. I'm not going to get into all his other medical conditions, but I will tell you that he has seizures. And it's really, man, here's the thing, guys. I've always been real with you, and I will continue to be real with you. I tell you straight up how it is, okay? You know, I have a lot of new subscribers lately, and it's just so I don't want you just to think I'm talking out of my butt. I was a CNA for 5 years, and I've been a nurse for 21 years. Okay. The hard, cold reality is that in a worst case scenario, or a prolonged grid down scenario, a lot of people are going to die. That's the hard scenario. That's reality. Okay. My suggestion, if you have some form of a disease of some sort that you need to have medication for, be it seizures, be it psychological disorders, I really would look into alternative medicines that hopefully could help you. Okay. Because let's be honest with something, okay? Pharmaceutical companies do not want to cure you. They want to make lifelong customers. Okay, so if you have some sort of a disease, they don't want you to get cured and get better because now you don't need any medicine. Okay, they want you to be a customer forever. Okay. Now, if you look at herbal medicines and looking at what the old school way of doing things were, there's a lot of ways that things can be treated that can help, okay, medically. And so, I know like medical marijuana is a big thing now, okay, and it does have its positive uses and stuff like that. And I know cannabis oil's been a real big thing, especially with cancer and stuff like that. So, but anyway, if you have some form of a disease and you're trying to prep for that in a worst case scenario or a prolonged grid down scenario or a natural disaster, I try to be real in the aspect of, we never know what's going to happen, okay, in life. There's no telling what's going to happen. So, but we have natural disasters all the time. Let's look at Italy right now. They just had a massive earthquake over there, tremendous amount of loss of life. A lot of people are misplaced out of their homes. You look here in the United States, you got all the flooding down in Louisiana. You got your wildfires out in California. Again, I don't understand why people live in certain areas out there. I really don't. If you know that every year there's going to be wildfires, it just doesn't, it boggles my mind. It really does. But anyway, and a lot of people would say, well, well, we'll get into that. That'll be another video. But there's a lot of natural disasters. I don't want to get off topic. There's a lot of natural disasters that happen that you need to be prepared for to be able to take care of your own. And so, I really think that you need to look at other alternative ways of taking care of yourselves medically. Because, okay, here's a great example. If you're an insulin dependent diabetic, well, when insulin runs out, what are you going to do? So you're going to have as much insulin as you can have. And thank goodness now a lot of insulin no longer has to be refrigerated. Okay, you can keep it open to room air, and that's fine. Now, back in the day, you always had to have it refrigerated. That's not the case anymore. So you can probably stock up on quite a bit of insulin, okay, which would be a smart thing to do, all right, if you're insulin-dependent diabetic. Now, I think a lot of people that are insulin-dependent diabetics, once a situation happens and you lose 40, 50 pounds, you may find you're no longer a diabetic anymore. I know I'm too heavy myself. I'm not going to sit here and tout how awesome my health is, because, I could probably stand to lose 30 or 40 pounds myself. Well, not 4, 30 anyway. We'll say 30. I'm 210, so I'm thinking, okay, if I got to about 180 would be good. But, so anyway, the reality is that in a worst case situation, or a prolonged grid down situation, where, you're going to have a really huge loss of life. I sat here one day and I was thinking, okay, who would be done? Who would be done if, if you couldn't get help and there was nobody there to help you? All your ventilator dependent people, they're done. They're absolutely done. Realistically, your elderly that can't take care of themselves, if their family's not going to take care of them, then they're done too. It's a reality. Depending on what kind of medication somebody's on, it's a very, very scary thing to think about. But we have to think about it. We have to. You have to think of alternatives. That would be, like I say, my biggest advice is look for alternative medicines that you can do that will work. Okay? There's got to be stuff out there, guys, that is going to work for you. I'm very lucky in the aspect that for most of my life I've had tremendous health. I take no medications at all. I never have, and so, it's and I'm a cancer survivor too. Okay, so if that had happened, in a post event, I would be done, because there's nothing you can do. Think about that too. You got your cancer patients. If they can't get their treatment, they're going to be done. If you need a minor surgery like an appendicitis, I had my appendix out when I was 9 years old, but if you have something like that can kill you. If you're, so it's a very, very scary thing to think about. It really is, but it's really something that we need to think about, and you really got to look at. Here's the thing: if you're a diabetic right now, and it's because you're too heavy, you really need to look at your lifestyle and say, hey, you know what? I need to make some changes. What can I do to make myself medically better now, when it really doesn't matter at this point? And that would be another thing that I would say. You don't have to be in tip-top shape, but, get out there and walk. Or here's what I tell people all the time. The very, very best exercise that you could possibly do, okay? Because people say, oh, well, I got bad knees and I can't do this and I can't do that. You can swim. Swimming is the number one exercise that you can do, because it works so many muscle groups in your body that is going to help you lose weight and make you feel better. That's it, guys. Get in the pool, because you know what? You're not weight bearing. Okay? So, anyway, so that would be my, one thing I would say is look at what can you do right now that is going to make you have a leg up, give you an advantage. Everything is about an advantage, okay? But, yes, stock up on as much medicine as you can, okay? But also look at alternatives, because when that medicine runs out and you don't have it anymore, now you have to think about, now what am I going to do, okay? Um, it's, here's the thing is, and I always laughed at this, you know, we live in a society today. Well, I'm a little bit down and I'm bummed out or whatever, so you go to the doctors and you're depressed and stuff like that. Well, first thing they want to do is put you on a pill. And then you're on the pill forever. You never get off of it, okay? That's crap. Life can suck sometimes. It really, truly can. It's not always going to be awesome. It's not always going to be perfect. Life is going to suck sometimes. It's going to throw curveballs at you that you didn't expect. It's how you deal with those things, okay? You can give up or you can drive on, and I'm going to tell you what, I mean, for me personally, I'm a stubborn SOB, and I think that's probably part of my Dutch and German heritage. I'm a determined individual. I really am. But the thing is, your mindset with a lot of this is going to make a big difference too. But the thing is, you really need to look at alternative ways of dealing with the issues as far as medically. Now, is that what the answer that you want to hear? Probably not. But look at the alternative. I mean, and I think about these things, and I know like with my buddy, he's a smart guy. He's not stupid, so he thinks about these things too. And we got to look at other ways of trying to figure out how to take care of things. I mean, getting his seizures under control. Maybe there's not a medical way to do it, okay? Maybe there's a different way we can do it. If there is a natural herb, be it, marijuana oil, or be it some other kind of plant that if he chews up and eats or whatever, that might help. Why not look at doing that now? Try to find out, if there's other things that could work, and stock up on that stuff. You know what I mean? It's an option. It's being proactive than not doing anything at all. And that's what I think is like the biggest advice that I would give you, is try to figure out what's going to work now while it's not necessary. Okay? If you're overweight and you're a diabetic, drop the weight. Guess what? Most likely you won't be diabetic anymore. I mean, it really, we are the fattest country in the world, and we're the laziest country in the world. It's good old US of A, okay? So, these are things to think about, guys, okay? I'm not a gloom and doomer, but unfortunately, a lot of people are not going to make it in a worst case scenario or a prolonged grid down situation. They're just not going to make it. It comes down to survival of the fittest. It really does. And a lot of good people are not going to make it. So, that's, hold on, Bob, I'm almost done. It's something to think about. Please share your thoughts with me. Let me know what you think. I would love to hear, everybody's input on this. And that's one of the things I like about my channel. There's a lot of input from you guys, and I do appreciate that because, it helps me to think about other things. It helps other people think about other things. So, please let me know what your thoughts are. It may not be the answers what you want to hear, but, we need to open our eyes and really look at situations realistically. Okay, guys? I appreciate your time. I'm going to be doing a lot of medical stuff coming up here soon. So, I'll be doing a lot more of that, and I got a lot of other interesting stuff I'd like to do for you guys as well. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. And remember, guys, realistically, attitude is everything. The only one in life that can hold you back is yourself. Nobody else can, okay? Positive attitude. And if you are unhappy, change your situation, because life is way too short to be unhappy. It truly is. And will you stop?
Sorry.
Stop.
Can we get through? I need my milk.
Okay. So children. So anyway, remember, guys, it's one thing at a time, it's one step at a time, and it's one day at a time. You're going to get to your goals. And trying to find other ways to help yourselves is not a bad thing. It really isn't, okay? I will talk to you later. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.